Is this your girl Jedi? Lord of mercy, why is the internet so disrespectful? It's your girl Jedi, Empress Jedi, the rebel rouser, high priestess of my. It's a Black Enlightenment production here at Black Enlightenment. We are broadcasting consciousness. Go ahead and get them protection prayers in, y'all. Whoever it is that protects you, call on them. We'll leave that out. Call on them to, protect you from distortions, distractions, deceptions. You don't want to adopt any story that's not yours. Don't be sliding yourself into timelines that are not your highest timeline. It is what it is. I'm going to read the cards as they come out, but, your situation, I'm reading, this is a general read, right? This could apply to 500 people, but it's going to apply, the specifics of the examples that I give and whatnot are not necessarily going to apply. If there's value here for you, extract it. But you know what they say in the church, take the meat and leave the bones. If something doesn't fit, like if I say, well, this is a woman in the situation, but you've been listening and you're like, yeah, exactly. But then in your situation it's a man. Then you don't say, well, this reading can't be for me because for me it's a man, not a woman. Well, that's kind of silly. Like if all the rest of it resonates, take what resonates, right? And understand that things like that, the specifics like that are, very fluid when you're doing like a read like this, which is a collective read. It's not a personal read. Anyway, first card out before we even ask the spirit of truth, love, wisdom, justice, our friend Gilgalah, master astronomer, friend of Adam and Eve, first to develop a system of divining by using cards. My master and friend, be with us, talk to us. Cooperation, big time cooperation. This way is cooperation. The way that I read, if it's on its side, it's a distorted version. If it's upside down, it is an amplified statement, right? So cooperation, big time cooperation coming in. Wow. And look at that, power sharing. I can't even get the cards before they jump out, right? Cooperation and power sharing. So far, this is a very beautiful energy, right? This is wonderful. This is one hand washes the other here. What's not to love about that? Okay, spirit of truth, love, wisdom, and justice. What hands are washing the other? What do you want to tell us about this beautiful partnership? Oh, shit. Okay. This is inequality, guys. It's heading toward inequality. There's another part to the mix that's not talked about yet. But this is heading toward, or inequality, it's heading toward a phase of inequality, and then it's heading toward something else that's not necessarily being seen or talked about. But damn. How do you go from cooperation and power sharing to inequality? And like, this is safety and stability, but it's safety and stability that is like community safety and stability. It's like the safety that's created by interdependence, right? But it's this way. It's not that way. It's this way. So someone's cooperation and power sharing are leading to inequality and social instability. What? All right, so this is corruption. That's what you got. You got corruption here. You've got people cooperating to do fuckery. Well, it started out nice. Let's see what else. Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, justice, prophecy. Tell us more. What is going on? Tell us more. Wow. Everybody wants to come out face down. People are hiding. Listen. People are hiding right now. A lot is being hidden. A lot does not. People don't want people talking about this corruption. I promise you that. Okay, so coming out here in this position, which very forward moving and in the hopes and fears, a lot of heavy projection here. Oh boy. There's trouble in paradise. So in this corrupt circle, you've got the leader of the circle is ungrateful, right? So, like, let's say you got 4 friends and they all did some stupid shit together. And they all share responsibility in whatever stupidity they did together. The leader is not being grateful to the other members, and it's causing inequality and social instability within the group. But that's the hope and fears position. So someone is fearing that the leader, people think the leader betrayed them. People think that this leader will betray them because you see how it landed was further ahead. This is the past to future progression. So you see how it landed further in the future than the most future card, right? So people are fearing that this leader is going to throw people under the bus. Yeah, so this is like the person that talks everybody into doing something and then pretends that they didn't have anything to do with it because they were able to get everybody else to do the dirty work, right? So everybody did the dirty work, so then the boss, the big boss, the big boss never goes to fuck the jail, right? The gangster never goes to jail. You can bust 1,000 crack dealers here in Belize, but nobody ever busts the guys that pay for the planes to land, right? Like that kind of thing, right? The big boss never goes to jail. So that's what you got going on here. The big boss, and people feel that, right? The group feels that the big boss is going to sell them out. And it looks like the big boss is going to sell them out. But, well, let me not say that. Just the fear of it is causing instability in the group itself. Because people are realizing, well, in all actuality, the big boss didn't actually do any of it. He just told us to do all of it, right? So people are nervous. Wow, I was so excited about the energy when we first tapped in. I'm like, oh, yay, big cooperation and power sharing, yay! How can that go wrong? Well, it can go wrong when you're cooperating to do fuckery. So let's see what else comes out. Spirit of truth, wisdom, justice, prophecy, love, and wisdom. What else do we need to know about this crazy situation playing out? Okay, something else that people are not necessarily seeing or talking about, or don't want people seeing and talking about. And this is coming out here, again, very far to the future side of the strategy for how to get resolution, okay? So the strategy for how to get resolution is progress. Progress. Well, I mean, that's duh. Anytime, always if you want to get resolution, you have to make progress. So why is that here? Because someone needs to take action and make something move. So these people who are power sharing, it could be that the people who are power sharing are the ones who are bringing this boss down by telling the group members, he played you, right? He got you to do this, this, and this so he could keep himself clean, right? It could be that. And so, but in either case, stagnancy is the enemy to progress here. Like something has to keep moving. Something has to keep moving. This is not something that can be sat on and, thought about for weeks and weeks. No, this thing has to keep moving, right? Okay, wow, interesting. Tell me more. Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, justice, prophecy. Tell us more. What else do we need to know? We thank you so much for always attending. Oh my gosh, that's way too many. All right, guys. I have taught myself to stop saying it's too many. If you get what you get and you don't get upset, right? Now maybe if half the deck had fallen out or something, but it's manageable. So we're going to manage it, okay? Because I don't take lightly the fact that if you look at where the cards fell, clearly they're speaking exactly to both of these things. And then we've got way out here this guy, which we'll deal with this guy later, but I want to put it in the camera so you guys can at least see it. Yeah, but we're going to take what we're given, okay? We're going to read what came out. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. All right. Arrogance, loyalty, and arrogance, and truth and understanding, togetherness coming out with the boss. The ungrateful boss. Arrogance and loyalty. Oh, of course. Of course. Of course the ungrateful boss expects loyalty from the people that they have been using, right? Of course they do. Right? Because for one thing, if you're not loyal, you can like lose your kneecaps out this bitch, right? Because these are unsavory characters we're talking about. This is like a whole Oh shit, guys. You know, I'm just getting a whole next take on this. Let me see something. Hold on, let me look at something really quick, because I'm not sure about this loyalty, how it's come out. If it's come out. What the hell? This is a whole new... Okay. So arrogance and loyalty are the expectations within this group. The nerve to think that not selling out the boss is going to protect them or something, when in fact the boss has already sold them out, was planning to sell them out, right? And then you've got togetherness and understanding, and it's not this way, it's this way, right? This is togetherness, understanding, and all that, but it's this way. So this is definitely a case where somebody's selling somebody out, yo. Somebody is selling someone out, and they are expecting loyalty that they're not giving. They're expecting loyalty that they're not giving, and they are ungrateful for the loyalty that they've already gotten, but they still expect loyalty. And then on the other side, people feel they owe loyalty to someone who they know has sold them out, or plans to sell them out, or put them in a bad position. This is wild. What are y'all doing out here? All right, so in terms of the progress that needs to be made, gracious me. Gracious me. Yes. All right, so the progress that needs to be made is that there's a woman here, okay, trying to there's a woman here who's trying to trick her way into an agreement, an engagement, or a contract, or something like that, right? It's false. It's false. It's false, and it is leading to poverty. Because somebody won't change with the times? What? This is a crazy reading, guys. Mashara talala salah halayna la salah Gilgala. What am I looking at here? What is going on up here? This woman good light. I keep feeling a plea deal. Like, I felt that before the last jumble of cards came out. I keep feeling like there's a plea deal on the table. There's a plea deal on the table, and somebody is lying. Like, okay, please don't be the person who takes a plea deal and agrees to tell the whole story and then lies. Okay? But it looks like that's what happened. It looks like somebody it looks like somebody took a plea deal and lied, still protecting this boss, because they don't want to lose their relationship with the boss. What the hell? And oh God. And so somebody's lying to protect this boss, like lying under oath or some shit, and his ungrateful ass don't even care. You're going to lie for him under oath, but then when he gets on the stand, or when he gets back in the interrogation room, he's going to rat your ass out. But you're protecting him because you're loyal. What? That's crazy. What are you doing? But you ain't no better, because you're not an upright feminine, and that's why you would do some shit like that. Karma is funny how it works shit out, right? Because you're going to take an opportunity like being offered, listen, you'll get a lighter sentence if you just tell us what happened. And so you think you're slick. So you're like, okay, I'm going to sign the thing. I'm going to write a false confession so that I get a lighter sentence, and then I don't implicate my boo. Right? So you're that kind of crooked person. But the justice in it is that he's not doing that for you. He's going to throw your dumbass under the bus. And so when he tells his side of the story, it's going to clearly show that you lied to prove your loyalty to him. But he told the truth to prove his loyalty to himself, which threw you under the bus. Or maybe you're the him who's about to tell the truth and throw everybody under the bus that you cooperated with. Because you don't have loyalty to them, they have loyalty to you. The popo. The popo. The popo are all up in it. They got y'all flustered. They got y'all group all flustered. And maybe that's who, bam, that's who now is cooperating and sharing power now. Right? Now you got good cop, bad cop, everybody. They're all working to dismantle your little fuckery here. Wow, this is crazy. And so then coming out down here, this position is, the voices in your head. Right? Whether they're voices of people or ancestors or your own consciousness, whatever, the voices in your head come out with, this is strength of mind, body, and soul, but it came out a little, yeah. So like, you're telling yourself, or you're being told to be strong, right? To be strong. But you kind of can't really be strong because you're compromised. Both of you are compromised. Oh shoot, that scared me. This woman is compromised because she's not honest. She's a deceiver, and she's more worried about pleasing this weird man than the truth. So she's compromised, so she can't really stand in the strength of her mind, body, and spirit, because you can't stand in strength of mind, body, and spirit and lie, right? And then him, He can't really stand in the strength of mind, body, and spirit, because even though he's telling the truth, he's doing it knowing it's going to destroy this woman who's faithful to him. And that's why it's a distorted kind of, sort of, you're standing in strength of mind, body, and soul, but you're not really. And both of them are justifying it by, like, she's justifying it like, I'm loyal to my man, and he's justifying it like, I'm going to tell the truth. And it's two people doing the wrong and the right thing at the same time. But more so the wrong thing. What is this? Who are you? Who is following me and watching these readings? Because y'all crazy out here. I thought I was crazy. No, let me correct that. I know damn well I'm crazy. But y'all crazier than me. This is crazy. Meanwhile, the po-po are watching this dynamic. What in the world? What in the world? This is why they say there's no honor among thieves. Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, and justice. The man who doesn't want to be king, a corrupt man. Who's this that wanted to come out? Is not changing. A corrupt man is not changing. And that's what the authorities knew, right? The authorities knew that this dude is self-serving. And they knew that putting both of them in this position would expose both of them. Wow. Because there's no honor among thieves, and this dude isn't, he's gonna do the most self-serving thing in any situation. So that the authorities are using that to their own advantage. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And to the woman here, girl, you know this man ain't about shit. You been knew he wasn't about shit. He ain't never been about shit. So why would you? Because you know what's going to happen when they find out that you lied, which they already, and the funny thing about it is they already know you lying when you tell it, because they already know what had happened. They're just giving you the opportunity to tell them what had happened. But the investigators and them, they already know what happened, okay? Because just like your little network was working together seamlessly, so was theirs, okay? Whether it's the feds or the local police or the you know, HR at your job or whatever this looks like, they been knew the story, okay? They been knew. They're just trying to give you and your raggedy man an opportunity to do the right thing. But you're not going to do the right thing, so you know what's going to happen? Because you're going to lie on this confession, you're going to get more time than you would have got, because now, added to whatever else you have done, perjury is yet another charge. You bunch of nuts. Oh, glory, glory. Tell us more, Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, and justice. What else? All right, something that is not necessarily seen or talked about in the environment and slightly in the past is somebody's not a hypocrite, or that somebody's not being seen as a hypocrite. Wait, no, forgive me. That's not the hypocrite, that's reconciliation. Excuse me. I don't know why I always mix those two images up. Let me look through here and show you guys. They're not even similar. Let me show you. It's so weird. I want to show you how different they are. It's so absurd that I always mix them up. Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking, y'all. I'm looking through the cards. Is it even in here? Oh, look at that. Am I missing a card? Oh, there we go. That's a hypocrite. And that's reconciliation, right? Now, they don't look enough alike for me to always mix them up, but I do. Anyway, no reconciliation. So, and no love eye. Wow. No reconciliation. So people know that this can't be fixed. So the community is watching. The community is watching this all, and they know that this can't be fixed. The people around are looking at this situation and like, they are screwed. And by the people, it might be these law people that are orchestrating this whole fiasco to the demise of these corrupt collaborators, right? But it can't be fixed. And people know it can't be fixed. Wow. Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, and prophecy, tell us more. Tell us more about this crazy situation. More about this dude, man, this corrupt guy. All right, what else? It's complicated. Yeah, I bet it is complicated. I bet it is complicated. I bet it is complicated. And that falling on his arrogance and loyalty. Yeah, see, probably this is a situation where, like, this woman, yes, that's why that's here. This woman may have been a quote-unquote a nobody, right? Until this man came along. And it might not just be a woman. It could be a group of people, right? Like you have some, a lot of kids end up in these violent gangs because they're the only ones that accept them for who they are and make them feel important, right? So it might be that kind of a situation where you're loyal to this dude because even though essentially he's not loyal to you, he's the only one that ever showed that he cared. He's the only one that ever told you were smart or beautiful or useful or that you had a right to a sandwich. You know what I mean? And so that complicates things because even if he's not especially loyal to you, like where he would take the rap for you, that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't owe him loyalty for all that he's already done for you. But not understanding that someone that uses your need for community and belonging and validation and all of that to get you to destroy your own life by doing whatever unsavory things you all were cooperating and doing together, maybe you felt like somebody because you were walking around in name brand stuff and, you're like a big name in the community with your little corrupt gang or whatever. You felt like someone. The truth is it's undermining to your soul's progress. But it doesn't feel like that, right? It feels like we are somebody together, He made me who I am today. So I kind of feel bad for whoever this woman is because she doesn't want to deal with the truth that I hate to say it like this, but she is nobody. All the name brand stuff and, people fearing you in the community and all of that don't mean anything. It's nothing. And she doesn't want to feel like nothing again. But it's already nothing. It's already nothing. Times haven't changed. You're still the person that you were when you were homeless and, stank. Because you have used this lifestyle with this man as a mask. And you've never dealt with your internal self to grow and mature and become the kind of person who wouldn't commit perjury thinking that it was going to give an advantage to someone. Like, I don't know. And I don't have no loyalty to governments and, corrupt courts or anything, but an oath is an oath. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is complicated, though. They're right. This is complicated. Wow. He's done this to you before, though, girl. He's done this to you before. He's thrown you under the bus before. Spirit of truth, wisdom, and prophecy, tell us more. Tell us more. Are you coming or not? Okay. Yeah, I changed my own destiny. I control my own life, and that's coming out in the deep in the subconscious, in the hopes and fears. And that's in hopes and fears because it's both a hope and a fear, right? It's the hope that your actions, you're taking certain actions with an intended outcome. But the fear is that those actions are what's going to seal your doom in the opposite direction. And you're right, both of you, the guy and the girl, you're both correct. You're correct. Those actions, the fear that you have sealed your own fate is correct. They're not going to work out the way that you think. And what here about this man, this corrupt gentleman that we don't necessarily see or know that's going on here in this? Wow, he's very, very brave. Okay, so it's like this. Let's say you are a teenager and your step-pops beats you up. And then you make friends with somebody and like, why you always look all beat up? Why you always all beat up? My step-pops beats me up. And they go and they beat your step-pop's ass. And they take you out of the house and they say, come with me. And you become their like right-hand man, right? And you're running drugs for them or things like this. But anytime you've gotten into a pinch, they've come to your aid, right? They come to your aid when you're in a pinch. They're your hero, right? They're your hero. This dude is somebody's hero. He's people's hero. Wow. But he's brave. This dude, this slimy, corrupt one, is a brave person. Wow. And that has served others. Wow, this is complicated. This card is the realest one out here. This is complicated. Relationships are complicated. Community is complicated. Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, and justice. Is there more that we need to know about the situation? Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, and justice. Yes, sweetness only stays on the tongue for a little while. Yeah, that's the progress. That's the progress is for this feminine. The progress is her understanding that all of these things that she feels like made her someone, including her connection to this man, right? But all the benefits, the name brand stuff and the fancy trips and the clink, clink, you know, popping bottles and club or whatever that has been, was short-lived. It's over now. It's over now. And she needs to understand that it is over now. And once she understands that there's no saving it, right? There's no saving that lifestyle. It's never coming back. It's never, never, never coming back. Then things will shift for her. But man, oh man, it's never coming back, girl. You're never going to live that life again. You're never going to live that life again. Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, justice, and prophecy. Is there more? You got to come out if you're coming out. It's too late in the read to play them games. Is there more? Spirit of truth, love, wisdom, justice, and prophecy. Something else that's not necessarily being talked about and seen. Oh, there's some secrets. There's secrets. And it comes out, of course, it comes out on top of distorted veracity. So veracity upright is commitment to truth, right? But it came out not upright. And Then on top of it comes the blank. So there's stuff that she doesn't want to tell about this relationship with her and this man, as pertains to where she came from. It feels like how low she was, what a low state she was in when he came along. There's some aspects of that she hopes no one ever finds out. And maybe even that she hopes he doesn't find out. Wow. What a tricky, tricky read. Wow. Sankofa, go back and get what you've lost. Go back and get what you've lost. So when I see this now come out, but actually it's playing games, right? There's two things about it, right? Because at first it come out upright, and then I didn't intentionally twist it or anything, and then it came out sideways. So what it's telling me is that it's the lifestyle that they had, that they built together, they're never going to have again. They cannot go back to that. However, there is something prior to that, prior to whatever brought them together, that they individually need to return to, which is probably like the wisdom of their ancestors, what their grandmother taught them, what their dad, their Uncle Joe, whatever. Because if they had stood on whatever that is, the teaching that was prior to the chaos, the good life that they built off of corruption, they wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. And maybe they might have connected on a higher vibration. Who knows, right? But either way, they can both nix the idea he's not going to be the boss, the mob boss, whatever he is. That's gone forever. Their love affair is gone forever. And whatever good life she was living, gone forever, okay? Don't even look back for that. But look back further to morals, to ethics, to wisdom, things like that. Wow. This is... wow. Okay. I would like to call that a read. I am going to consult the pendulum, though, because I don't want to duck out if it's not time. But is that all? Or is there more? Is that all? Or is there more? Wait, I'm sorry. That's not the question we want to ask first to clear this. Have we understood everything? Or have we missed something? Have we understood everything? Or have we missed something? All right, we've understood. Is that all? Or is there more? Is that all? Or is there more? Oh, there's more. All right. Let's see what more we need to know. This is a lot, man. This is heavy. We're going to use my tarot-inspired deck for more. Spirit. Whoo! Fresh. I didn't get to shuffle the cards. Equity. Wow. And falling out here with this sweetness doesn't stay on the tongue for long. Inequity. Equity came out first, turned to inequity. What? Equity came out upright in my hand at first. Sweetness doesn't stay on the tongue for long, turned it to inequity. Oh, so maybe this woman, when she realizes that this man betrayed her? Shit. And maybe that is the it's not her secrets that she doesn't want to come out, boys and girls. It's his. It's his secrets that she's protecting. It's not hers, it's his. So when he betrays her after she showed him loyalty at her own expense, all hell's going to break loose. She's going to, woo, buddy. Wow. It's not her secrets, it's his. Shit. And she's not going to protect those secrets when she realizes he betrayed her. Shit. Whoo-wee. Whoo-wee. Wow. And now in his camp, shit. He realizes, right. So that's why he's making the decision to just go ahead and tell the truth. Because he realizes that they're both in an impossible position. There's no winning. There's no winning, no way. There's no way to win. So when there's no way to win, just do the right thing and take the L. Okay? Because you can't win by doing the wrong thing. So just do the right thing and take the L. He's figured that out. He's like, fuck it, you know. I may as well, at this point, do the right thing because there's no way out of this thing. Right? Wow. This is a wild story. I don't know who y'all are, but wow. Wow. And all of the energies in the future. There's nothing going on here in the past. There's not really a lot going on in the environment. There's not really, it's all about coming through whatever these authorities have cooperated and gathered y'all up. This is all like there was life before the arrest or the inquiry. This is life after. So that's why, remember when we got this card out, that this corrupt guy is brave? Remember we said that he's courageous, he's brave. That's where this courage is coming out. Because he knows that they're screwed. So he's not showing loyalty to anybody. He's not. He's just going to tell the freaking truth. I don't know if I feel like he's necessarily telling the whole truth. Because remember, he's the one with secrets. But he's going to tell enough of the truth that he's not going to lie about what the cops know, right? Like, he ain't finna tell them all the crimes he's committed in the last 20 years, but he's definitely going to spill the beans about this case, right? Because he has figured out that in either way, it's an impossible situation. Bottom of the deck. Tower, baby. Tower. It all comes tumbling down. He knows that. She knows that. The cops know that. Feds, I changed what I heard. I heard the feds know that, and I said the cops. Let me correct it and be accurate. The feds know that. It's done. This is done. This is done. Shit. And we get a toppled emperor. This is the end of this brave and corrupt man's reign. This is the end of it. And it could be a woman, guys. It could be a woman and this is a next woman. Or it could be a woman and this is a man who simply lacks the balance of femininity, which is just somebody who's lacks compassion and all of that, right? So it could be two dudes, it could be 7 people, it could be any of that. right? But shit, it's the end of the reign of some crime boss, it looks like. Damn. Wow. Is there more? Or is that all? Is there more? Or is that all? There's more. Woo! All right. Hashem Hayla Sala. Give me strength, Yogala, to go on. This is a lot. This is heavy. This is complicated and heavy. Tell us more, Spirit of Truth, Love, Wisdom, and Prophecy. What else do we need to know about this? What else does the person we're speaking of need to know? They're out of options. They're out of options. He is out of options, right? He knows he's out of options. He's out of options. There's no more, there's nothing else to negotiate. He's out of fucking options, okay? What I tell you, she's gonna, when she realizes that he has just gone and told the truth, okay? And didn't lie to protect her or himself. She is definitely gonna spill the beans about his secrets. This came out right on top like this though. She's spilling the beans. She's spilling the beans. And for you tarot people, this is your Six of Swords. This is your Two of Swords. This is your Four of Earth. What's Earth? Pentacles. And you see the Hanged Man. And this is your Princess of Pentacles. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. She's spilling the beans, y'all. So whereas this is so messy. So whereas he is going to tell the truth about the case that the feds are inquiring about. He's just going to lay it out. But he's not finna tell them about the last 20 years worth of shit, okay? Once she finds out that he told the truth about this current situation that the feds are dealing with, she's then going to tell everything over the last 20 fucking years. She's going to tell it all. Every secret that neither one of them wanted out. She's telling it all. She's telling it all. And he might know that. He might know that, which is why he's just telling the truth about this case to try and gain some kind of favor, but he might know that. Wow. She's telling it all. So, brother, be prepared. Be prepared. Because all your laundry's getting aired out. Every sock and pair of drawers, okay? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Because she did what she did because she loves you. She wants to be with you. She wants to marry you and sail off into the sunset. So she lied under oath to protect you. And that you didn't return the favor. You're not finna return the favor. You're going to run in there and tell the truth and stuff. She light your ass up. She might write a book about you, be doing TV interviews. Because she going public with hers, baby. She going public with hers. When she spills the beans, she's going all the way public. Is that all, or is there more? Is that all, or is there more? Wow, what a reading. This was a wow reading. That's all. Wow. Y'all got a lot going on out here in these ethers. We'll call that a reading, y'all. I'm Jedi, Empress Jedi, the Rabble Rouser, High Priestess of Ma'at. This has been a Black Enlightainment production. Thanks for hanging out and listening. To the people who this applies to, this reading, I will say this: there is no honor amongst thieves. It's a new day. It's a new chapter. The old is never coming back. So build yourself from here on, right? You can be the story of people who once were unscrupulous and who turned to the light. Or you could just be unscrupulous in prison or wherever you're going, you know, whatever. But I suggest just embracing this as divine intervention to put you on a path of righteousness before you died, so that you don't have to descend further into hell, but that you can come up some layers and maybe come up out of hell, you know? To the feds who have orchestrated this thing, I say this: well fucking played. Well played. I don't know what you said to him. I don't know how you positioned her, but this was well played. This was well played. You're finna get all the details. This is brilliant. Whoever knew the psychology of these people and how this was going to play out, and maybe you don't know that you know the dynamic because you're talking to both of them and you already know this is well played. There's some feds out there that well played. Well played. Wow. That was quite a story there. All right, guys. Remember, if none of this apply to you, completely dismiss it. You know, just be entertained. But this could be playing out in all kinds of scenarios, right? It could be playing out in all kinds of partnerships. But, heavy. All right, I'm going to get off of here and play my games and decompress. I'm going to smudge a little bit and clear the energy because that's some heavy stuff going on, man. Hearts breaking. Hearts breaking. You know, that's why that ingratitude card was so important, because it's not understanding the sacrifice or not taking seriously the sacrifice that he knew she was going to make in lying. Like, he knows her. He knows she's going to protect him. And like, well, you know, I'm just going to do the right thing. Like, okay, that's good that you're doing the right thing, but damn, that's going to hurt that lady, right? And like, sometimes you want to be loved enough to know that somebody will bend the rules for you if they have to, you know? Like, sometimes you just want to be loved that much. You know? I'm not talking about like sell people up the river and things like that. But sometimes you want to know that somebody, look, just plead the fifth, nigga, damn. You ain't have to say nothing. You could just be quiet. You could have just been quiet. You ain't have to say anything. You could just plead the fifth. And that would have protected her. That would have made her feel enough of protection from you to not have this backlash that's coming, because it's coming. Please know. Anyway, well played to the feds. I'm out. Shalom. Empress Jedi, the Rabble Rouser, High Priestess of Ma'at. Peace.